Okay, what else? U is a linear. G is another linear. So one function family, which is a group of functions that have something the same, was the linear functions. And we also had a different kind of function family. Who can see in their pieces another one that we talked about pretty much the same time as linear? Constants is, again, a way of describing, is it dotted or is it, yes? Exponential. So if you find P, and I know Andy doesn't have that, what was another exponential? K was an exponential. And H was an exponential. Now again, this week we're going to expand on that, Oscar, and we're going to find some even more. We got a lot more pieces here, yes? And we know we looked at a lot of different ways of grouping these things based on characteristics. One thing to notice on this linear, they're all a straight line. And on this exponential, they kind of do a swoop. Sometime a swoop down, sometime a swoop up. Okay, if you work from left to right. But we also notice that in the function, the variable is an exponent for exponential. Okay, oh, there's the commonality there. Exponential, variable's a function, but you have something very similar that we're seeing in the shape. Linear, the x is just a variable in the meat of the equation or function, but exponents make a certain kind of graph. Those are two function families. We're going to learn some more today. So set these guys aside. And looking back at page 41, number 2, top of the page, someone to read for us. Molly.
Each function found represents one of the graphs with an absolute maximum or absolute minimum value. Enter each function into your graph calculator to determine the shape of its graph. Then match the function to its corresponding graph by writing a function directly on the graph that represents.
Okay, absolute maximum and absolute minimum. Oh, I remember that. What is the maximum? Do you see it on one of your pieces to refresh your memory? It was a long weekend. Jerry.
The highest possible point on the graph.
Highest possible point. So I found one that has a maximum B. It's not the only one, but it has a maximum. Find one that has an absolute minimum. T, and I hear D. Where? Okay, I found V. I'm going to set that one aside. I bet I'm going to need that graph in a minute. It has a minimum. I didn't write that on mine, but I'm going to write it right here. You guys wrote it minimum. Oh, no, that one's a combo, huh? But it has a minimum. I should put minimum. Okay? If it goes down and there's a low part where there's nothing lower, then that's the minimum point on that function. If it goes up, but there's a high part and there's nothing higher, that's the maximum. Nothing past that, that's the maximum. So we were just told by what Molly read that these guys all have a min or a max. Now we're going to figure out how to put them into the graphic calculator and then identify which function goes with which graph. There's a little thingy on this side, that guy with his Mr. McGurk shirt, is telling us something that we'll need to use in the second bullet. We won't need it for the first time. Here we go. Well, I make a joke, but I think I'm wearing a Mr. McGurk shirt today. We looked very similar. All right. In order to put in a function, what's the first button that I push on a graphing calculator? Y equals. Go ahead, your calculator should be on, and push y equals. Now, we're going to put in x. We need to square that x, and there's two ways. If it's x squared, there's actually a button for that down here, two steps right above the log button. So I'm just going to push the little x squared button. If it's another exponent besides 2, we could use that caret or the, what else is that thing called? I don't know. The little, I call it a caret, but I've heard people use the little thing that raises it. But anyway. Yeah, so plus 8x, I just put the 8 right next to an x, plus 12. Check your calculator screen. Does it look like mine?
Yeah, we do.
We know if we make a tiny little mistake, it gets confused and you'll get, this won't work. Okay, but 8x squared, 8x plus 12. Check your window. We should be fine in that standard window we've been using. Negative 10, 10, negative 20, 20. Okay? But these calculators are shared, so it's good to check that window. Then we're going to push graph. Ooh. Ah. Now we have to find that. That is one of our little pieces of paper. Try and find the graph that looks like the function we just put into our calculator. Ah.
It kind of looks like B.
I see T. Where's B?
No, I'm just saying but it's upside down.
Oh yeah, B's upside down.
It looks like T.
It looks closest to T to me.
Mine looks exactly like T. Look.
Yeah. Okay, let's call it T. So now find the piece that's T, and you're going to write the function on the piece of paper somewhere. If you're running out of space on the front, you could write it on the side. I wouldn't write it on the back because we're going to glue it down eventually, but no means no. Memo.
He did speak.
Okay, so we already said this is a minimum and it's a combo because that means it comes down some of the time and goes up. But we've identified this with x squared plus 8x plus 12. All right, I'm going to set T aside. Now the little speech bubble guy is going to tell us how to work with the other thing. Who knows what these straight up and down lines are called? You've been in a math class or two. You've seen that before. Maybe not with so many things. They're not parentheses. Straight up and down lines.
Parallel.
Well, they are parallel, but they are a symbol for a certain kind of math. Yes?
Absolute value.
Absolute value. Okay, absolute value. Okay, so Speech Bubble Man's telling us how to do absolute value on our calculator when entering. Martine, could you read what he's telling us?
When entering an absolute value function into your calculator, press second catalog ABN. Then type the absolute value portion of the equation and press. For example, second function with
Second catalog. I'm looking for catalog. Do you guys see?
Zero at the bottom.
Oh, there it is. Good, thank you. All right, it's way down low. I see a blue word catalog. Mr. Craig found it for us. So we are going to go first back to y equals, clear out our last function. Now we're going to push second and go way down here to catalog. Catalog. Do you see that the first thing on that list is ABS with a parenthesis? We're going to push enter because that's what we need. The little side arrow is right where we need it. If we had needed a different kind of function, we could have scrolled on down. See, at other math classes, you might need some of these. But we just need absolute value. It's a function stored in the catalog, meaning you don't use it very often, but it's there if you need it. Now we're going to push enter. And I see those two lines and a blinky in between. So now, are you with me to there? Myra, good.
What was the
Second catalog, and then where it says ABS with a parenthesis, that's for absolute value.
It looks different on mine for me. It just shows the ABS in the one line.
Oh, it shows ABS in what?
It's in Y.
Do other people have the silver ones? It looks a little bit different. Okay. Yeah, that's the same thing. Okay, so push enter. Oh, rats, now I got it going twice. Darn it. Clear. I'm going to start over. I don't think you guys did it twice. Enter. There we go. Absolute value with a blinky. I'm going to put an X. Subtract 3. Now, don't know, but I see that little arrow. I think I'm going to use my side arrow to get out of this. Yes, that worked.
If you're using a silver, just close off the brackets.
Oh, you could close parenthesis, or I used a side arrow. Okay, so you should have. Good. Ask questions if you're not at the same spot, all right? It's small things to figure out. Okay. Now we're going to put -2. Are you with me to there? Oscar, why does it look like you're pushing so many things? What did he say?
The restart.
Okay. Okay. 5th period, so right after. Oh, I already did it. I did it myself.
I think I have this today.
I did it in May.
I didn't have this for this homework.
Okay.
I don't know why, but
I do. Yeah, you had a lot of other things, right?
No, I didn't have any orders. So the thing, nobody gave it to me.
Ah.
I don't know.
Okay. Oscar might need a little help there, Mr. Craig. Right behind you. I see him pushing all sorts of things. Chris V and Martine, do you have it?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and push graph. Oh, nice. Okay, we need to find that one. I know I've seen. Oh, it does look like V, huh?
B or B?
I see V.
See, like my silver one, the silver calculator,
Excuse me?
like the silver calculator, that's exactly what
It looks exactly. Mine looks pretty darn good. Mine looks like a little flatter, but I do believe V is our function. Alright? On the card for V, write the function. F of x equals absolute value of x minus 3 minus 2. Write the function onto the card. Now we're going to set it aside. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Awesome! We've done the first two. We're going to divide up the next ones. Are you ready to do these on your own? Okay? So, right now, Wyatt's table is going to do the third bullet down. Myra's table is going to do the fourth bullet down. Molly's table is going to do the fifth bullet down. Oscar's table is going to do the sixth bullet down. This is Jerry's table. He's got the second from the bottom. And then back crew over there, Tony's table, you've got the last one. Your job. Go into y equals. Clear it out. Enter your function. Find it in our pieces of paper and be ready to show it to the class, okay? Be ready to show it to the class. I'm going to walk around. Mr. Craig's going to walk around. And it would help if you could see what I was writing, huh? Okay? See what we're doing here. 16